Hello and welcome to ARK, a complete series. Well, today's the day we're going to get ourselves a rock drake. I mean, we might actually get a few, but we just want a rock drake basically. I mean, it's kind of similar to going after the wyverns in that you want a rock drake to then be able to get a better rock drake, really. I mean, the chances of me going down to this rock drake trench and getting a high level rock drake straight away is pretty slim, to be honest. But either way, at this stage, I'm just keen to get any rock drake, to be honest, because it'll make my life so much simpler for getting around the map. And it makes it a lot easier to then get that high level rock drake that we want later on. So I was just thinking of how I did it last time, because last time I was actually on Aberration was when the actual map first came out. And what I did is I took 2 Spinos down there. So I thought I could go on the slight variation. I could take Scarlet and I could take the Ravager pack maybe. Go down there and, you know, we'll be careful. We'll clear rock drakes out slowly, clear the area, and then when we steal the egg, you won't get like a horde of rock drakes suddenly coming after us and tearing us to shreds. And there's a slight problem there. Scarlet's from the island, so she doesn't get on well with radiation. Where we're going is tons and tons of radiation. And as it turns out, the Ravager pack, well, even though they're from Aberration, they don't like the radiation either. So it's a case of we need to come up with a different strategy. So it's like option 1 is go out there and tame some more Spinos, get Aberrant Spinos because they're okay. Now I do need some, I must admit, because I'm thinking of using some of them in the actual boss fight. But to make my life a bit easier, and hey, why not? You know, I like to make my life easier. Why not take advantage of our Megalosauruses that we've been taming? Now, as tempting as it is to use this lot here, because I've been doing some taming off camera, and not taming, some breeding. This is actually our boss army. These beasties over here have been bred to take on Rockwell. I mean, to be fair, there's not a great deal I need to do other than chew on Rockwell. But it's a case of I want to try and make it as easy as I possibly can. So what I've done is I've gone back to the originals back there. They're the original Megalosauruses that we actually tamed up, and I've just basically bred out the best stats that I could get out of those. So the best health, the best weight, the best stamina, and the best melee, and this is what we've got. We've got these 3 here. There is a mutation in something, I can't remember, but it's not one of those items, or stats I should say. So they've got this ink underbelly, and I've got 3 of them. They're all reasonably imprinted because of the actual timers or the settings that I've got for breeding that didn't come out full 100%, but that's not too bad. They'll do. So the plan is to actually go down to that rock drake trench. I mean, I'll take Melvin, I'll ride Melvin, and I'll use the other 2. Well, basically as the wrecking crew. So all 3 of us can get involved. So Melvin gets the benefit that when we're riding on Melvin, he gets 25% damage, 25% resistance. That's actually not bad. They don't get that. We've all just got, you know, basic saddles, and that's it. But what I really want to do is I want to level them up though. So they've got the, you know, they've got improved stats over what their original breeders were. So you see, I did quite a bit of breeding with them, but yeah, it was just literally in that last moment where I got there's some mutation in one stat, but that's about it. So it'd be interesting to see how they compare, because if I went down with those, I think it would be way too easy. They are like, let's just say I did a lot of breeding with them. So the plan is we need to go out and about first. We need to get these some decent levels. I mean, nothing major, or I might just do it on the way. But I want to get a comfortable level, especially in health. And then we'll actually go get ourselves some rock drake eggs. See you shortly. Now I'm trying to actually find the way down, because we need to be right the way down there. I just remember there's a certain place, somewhere around here I think. I mean, we are at, let's see, about 55, 43. But around here it's a there's an area I can tap effectively where, you know, where I can just literally jump off the edge, bring these with me. And then when we come back, I can use one of the zip lines here. Now, the only trouble is, I keep forgetting these Megalosauruses, they've got this annoying habit by default to grab a hold of something, and they don't get very much damage out of it. It's one of the reasons the army that I've got is seriously bred for melee. They're just going to stand around and attack Rockwell, because they're not going to hand out much damage. I mean, just as a comparison, if I hit this roll rat here, 4 years, they're hitting for about 52. Now they get about 392, so it depends. So there are some rock breaks here, so I'm just going to actually put it to the test and see what we get. I want to see how they do, because yeah, this could be a problem if they're not going to do much damage. Because most of the time they're trying to grab and I don't know why, it doesn't make sense. It's been a constant complaint about the game mechanic that they've got this default mechanism to grab things for some reason. I mean, I don't understand, surely if it's a certain size dino, it should attack it. If it's a little one I could understand, but if it's like, you know, something like a rock drake, it doesn't make any sense for them to try and grab it. Let's try against that one there. What are you doing over there? See, I don't have a problem. I'm getting 4 years because I've got that bonus, an extra 25% of damage. So that, yeah, I mean, I suppose I could share the loadout at least between the 3 of them. I mean, that might get me somewhere by having the 3 of them, but otherwise I might have to be, you know, jumping backwards and forwards between them while one of them is healing up, for instance, or something. It's kind of weird. I was hoping that would be gone. I mean, it's something I noticed while I was actually leveling them against the gigas, because they kept trying to pick the little baby gigas up for some strange reason. But anywho, I need to be right the way down there, and I need to find the path to get down there. I've gone all the way along in that direction. Hang on a minute. Where do they... Oh, there they are. I thought they'd gone over the edge there for a minute. I mean, I could go further along and get down that way, but it's too much hassle, to be honest. It means I'm going further out of my way, so I'm going to have a look around here. Find out where it is I need to jump off effectively. Because I mean, I actually have a Ravager to help me get back again. But getting down is one thing, if I can find the actual place to jump off. Visually. Right then, so this is take number 3. I've actually been all the way down to the Rock Drake trench. I was really struggling to find my way down, so in the end what I did is I just jumped right over the edge, and I'd already put everything into cryopods, by the way. All the dinos went into cryopods. I went over the edge and I just went all the way down to the bottom, used the glide suit to get there, and then I just worked my way backwards. That to me seemed to be the easiest strategy, to be honest, because I know how to get back. The problem is trying to find that way down. Now, it is easier, I must admit, if you head over to the southeast part, but this is on the southwest and it's closer for me. Let's give you some of that. But where we are at the moment, well, we're at about 5737. We're in a pretty safe area. I mean, I'm using this Kalian soup for myself because the water rate goes down really quickly, and I'm using the mushroom brews specifically for the Ravager, because there's some areas where I really need the Ravager at least to get back anyway. And I must admit that Megalosaurus over there isn't exactly helping, but I'll show you what I've done and how to get where you need to go. So right, you've got a brew, so we'll just head in this direction because it's just literally round the corner from where the waterfall is. But I've got to be careful of the radiation. Yeah, so that's why I've got the actual mushroom brew. But you can see where this river is here, and then there's your waterfall there. So that path, we've followed that path all the way down because we were just over there. So I've come this time. What I've done is I've come across the river, And I'll stay out the way of that if I can. Now around the corner, it's kind of like a little alcove area. And... blowing heck, there's a rock drake. I don't want a rock drake around here. I don't know if you can take on a rock drake, can you? I'll tell you what. I'll put this one into a cryopod because we don't need it. To be honest, I can just jump over the edge anyway. Right, so you're into your cryopod. I don't think you've got anything. Oh yes, we do. We need them back. Right, so we just go around this corner here. I'll just clear out this rock drake. Because we're actually doing quite well. These our megalosauruses, I've got them scattered around at the minute, but I mean this is Melvin, who we were originally riding. Now he's up to level 271. I mean, he's been doing a lot of leveling since I've been working my way down there and back again. But anywho, we come to this edge here. You can see there's a zip line there. I could have probably made it easier if I'd put a pillar. If I put some pillars in there, that would probably been an easier strategy. But what I did is I was standing at the bottom and I fired the zip wire up to the top. But it would make a lot more sense putting some pillars in here, attaching the zip line to those pillars and then putting it down to the bottom. I mean, either way I can get up and down with the Ravager. So I'm just going to put you on follow, mate, because we're going to go over the edge. Oh, I always up. Oh, what the heck did I hit there? I think I must have hit something. That's a bit weird. Right, I'll put Melvin back into his cryopod. So we come over the edge there, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to basically head straight along now. Now in this case, to be honest, I could have just come down. If I'd brought, say, like the megalosauruses, I could have just jumped over the edge at this point and then, well, yeah, they could have followed me down anyway. I didn't specifically need the Ravager to get down. It's more to get back up again. Although you can get those pulley, it's like a little there's a little belt that you can attach to yourself and use. So we take a left here, and it's pretty much just a straight path. Now, I think you're carrying too much, aren't you? This is always the trouble I keep finding. I've got that many things on me. All of these hazard suits, or hazmat suits, or whatever you want to call them. Everything weighs so much, it's just getting crazy. I'm going to stay out the way of these arthropolyras, to be honest, because the trouble is I just keep breaking my armor. Even the actual time I spend down here alone is damaging all of these suits that I've got. Because if you look at, you can see there's like little number ones floating around. That's actually the damage to my suit. I thought it was originally I thought it was damage to the actual Bulbasaurus, but it's not. It's damage to my suit. So the suit is literally wearing out. But anyway, as you can see, we're taking a pretty straight line, if you will. We'll just clear these beasties out first. But we need to go over the edge again. Oh, you still got your light on. That's good. Get rid of this Carno as well. Right, we're gonna we need to go back over the edge again. So you can see what I've done this time around is I've actually got a pillar there. And there's one of our actual megalosauruses down there. Now, another reason for having that pillar is it makes it easier for me to know where I need to head to and where I need to, where to come back. So we'll just put you on follow. Are you following? We're going to jump off the edge again. Ooh. Ow, 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 that wasn't the plan. One of these days I'll get the hang of that. Right, you can stop following me, mate. Right, the good thing about this place is you can see where the pillar is. You can just about make it out up in the top right corner there, so it's not too bad to identify. If I want to get back up there, I can just have to pop the Ravager out. We can jump on the zip line there. So all I've done is I've shot that pillar while I was up there, and then just fired the zip line all the way down to here. Now, originally I started off with all of these Megalosauruses in tow. So I was riding one and I had two behind me, and this, to be honest, it's not really necessary. These things are handing out a ton of damage. I mean, let's see, Morris is up to level 263, Melvin's 271, and Macy there, she's up to 265, so they're getting quite a lot of experience as we've been going along. Let's dump all these. And what I'll do is I'll put Macy into a cryopod. So it's easier to just basically just swap them around, to be honest. So, you know, go so far with the healing. Yeah, it's only take one of them with you, use one of them, and then if you find you start getting into trouble and you need to heal it, find something like this, and in the meantime you can swap over to one of these. It's leaving me with basically 3 dinos that are getting really, really good levels. But anywho, the plan now is we just basically just keep following this path, and we just follow it all the way down. So I'm going to do that, and I'll bring you back at a next key point. Right then, that's something I forgot about. It probably actually makes sense to come down here with a couple of, you know, Megalosauruses behind you, or anything for that matter that you happen to have, because there are Palovias in the pathway. I mean, I got to this point and I got ganked. All of a sudden the Megalosaurus was out for the count. It must have targeted the Megalosaurus and brought it down. And what it meant was that I was stuck there. Things were just attacking me as well. There was like Carnos and all sorts. I've also turned off the actual light for the Bulbasaur. So lights on, lights off. When the light's on, it stops the Nameless coming towards you. Trouble is, you've got these Seekers that are around, and they're attracted to the light. They'll do more damage to you, and they'll take less damage. It gives them like a buff for damage resistance. So you may as well try and basically just run down here. Have a couple of dinos to help you in case you do get attacked by these Palovias, but keep the light off and then just keep running. And you get to this point here where you can see there's like that elemental lake over on the left, but we take a right here and go back onto another straight path, so we're coming back around. So that doesn't lead anywhere. So we've just got to take a right there. Ooh. Oh yeah, see, Palovia jumped out there. We take a right, so we're just bending, and effectively we're just following the road from this point onwards. Now you'll notice the good thing is the radiation's actually stopped. So there are places along here where there is no radiation, so it's not radiation all the way down. So you can take breaks every now and again, which is good. Now another thing... Oh, no. I don't like those. Oh, flip my neck. What? Arthur Plura. Ooh, that was looking. Another thing is this particular area here is really good because you can actually build in it. We are at roughly 46, 47. So I can actually build things here. So I've built myself, I've got a couple of foundations, I've got some storage, and I've got a bed here. Because the plan is I'm going to build myself a hut. And then what you can do is once you've got like the tech stuff going, because I've already transported across a tech generator and a tech transmitter. So the tech transmitter makes it a lot easier for me to get off this map. The problem otherwise is I've either got to get to the surface to an obelisk, or I've got to go and find a crate. So when I went off to tame to breed up the actual Megalosauruses, I sent myself back an actual tech transmitter and an actual tech generator. I don't have the element for the tech generator to do anything with it yet, but at least I can get off this map a lot easier. And what I'll be able to do slightly later on, once I've got you know, elements starting to go, is I'll be able to build a teleporter as well. So I'll be able to teleport backwards and forwards to these points. I'll be able to get from my base, teleport right down to here, for instance, and it'll make my life a lot easier. But for now, I need to empty your pockets because you're still carrying too much again, aren't you? For now, all I've got to do is just keep following this road down until you can see like where it's starting to get yellow. Now that is where the rock drakes are, and there's a fairly easy place to find at least one egg, typically. Oh, that's a thought. What level are you? Well, I've been hanging around these 78. I mean, it's a nice colour, but yeah, 75. Right. I've been hanging around those Z species plants, so I've ended up with quite a few of these little seeds as well. So I could, if I find a decent level, what are they called? Featherlights or something? I can't remember. If I find a decent one, I think I might tame one. But in the meantime, I just need to keep following this road all the way down until we get right down to the bottom. So we'll see when we get there. Okay, so we're pretty much almost there. So what I've been doing is just following the path. Pretty straightforward, just keep going down and down. You can't really go wrong, to be honest. I mean, if you take a slightly different turn, you'll find you just reach a dead end or so. So it really doesn't matter. Just keep following the path and you'll be fine. Now, when we get to this point, it might get a bit confusing because you can see you can go to the right or you can go to the left. Now, if you look where you've got all those yellow, I'm not quite sure what the other looks like, sort of like fungus of some sort, but that's what we're heading for, because that is where the actual rock drake nests are. So if we head down to here, I mean, incidentally, while I was coming all the way down, because I was pretty much running all of the way. Oh, hang on a minute. Radiation suit's gone. Get the next one on. Torso. Right, so I took a bit of radiation damage there. Yeah, while I was coming down, I wasn't really getting much hassle from the Nameless, so I just left the light on and it kept the Seekers away. But as I'm getting a bit closer down here, I'm starting to get more hassle from them. If you tend to stay still, you're more liable to attract them, but if you keep moving them, you're normally fine. Now the thing is, right here is where we've got some rock drakes over there. Now I'm just going to keep following this road around. So, you know, there's that option to go that way, but it's that yellow area that we're interested in. So as we keep coming down here, you'll see we're getting more of this element ore down there, little bits of it down there that you can mine. Now what you can do is over there are the nests. I'll have a bit of a poke around over here because there's usually a nest around here. See where we're pointing to. Probably can't see very well because of the radiation. Just wait for the radiation to clear. Because there's usually a nest right where we're pointing to now. There's sometimes a one down there. I'm just keeping an eye out, because they're usually scattered all over around there. I mean, there's plenty of that element ore down the bottom. And that's where it's kind of tricky while you're on your own. Once you get a rock drake, it gets a lot easier because you can start climbing up and down these walls. Now I'm just going to start clearing out some of these rock drakes, because if we head up there, sometimes there's an egg over there. I mean, there's no guarantee you're going to get like a decent egg, to be honest, but it's the easiest one I find to get. Level 50. I think the highest rock drake I've found down here, because I literally came all the way down here. You can see that like metal frame over there in the towards the left. I just literally jumped over the edge and just used the glider suit to come up all the way down. And I had to spend a while trying to get my bearings as to where I was at. But that's when I was finding, like, I mean, taking these rock drakes on, it's actually quite easy when you've got a Megalosaurus, because these ones, I've taken them up to 15k health, and then I'm just putting the rest into their melee, and they're getting better and better as we go along. I've actually stopped collecting the rock drake feathers. You only need I think you need some like 7 for the for even the alpha. So I've managed to get like tons of those feathers, but yeah, you just keep following that path all the way down and you'll see all these little bits of element rock. Now if we take a right here, so there's, you know, you could go up that way, but if we take a right up here, there's usually a nest along here. Just clear this rock drake out. See, there's another one over there. Because the trouble is, as soon as we pick an egg up, we're going to attract attention. I'm just noticing that Bulbasaurus there is saying that we've actually got a max level creature around here somewhere. Now it's in my interest to clear out these rock drakes. The more I can clear out now, the better, because otherwise, as soon as I pick an egg up, it's going to attract pretty much anything that's close by. And as far as I recall, if you're carrying an egg and you go past a rock drake, they'll start following you as well. And I can see there's quite a lot of rock drakes out there. I'm going to have a look, because once I've cleared these two, because I think what I might do is I might start attracting the attention of the ones down there. I mean, you'll notice that the Megalosaurus here isn't actually picking up any of the feathers, it's not collecting any. That's something you might want to do, is every now and again, you know, get off your mount and collect those feathers. But I'm having a look, because there's something, you can see there's a nest up there. There's usually one. Yes, there's that there. I'm sure there's another one up to my right somewhere. Can't quite make it out. Could be right just above where we are. I mean, the easiest way to find out is to use the grappling hooks. I've brought two with me. We'll literally grapple up and have a look. I mean, that looks like a nest up there. Because if the nest's not there, then there won't be an egg. It's a lot easier if you've got a Spino, to be honest, because you can stand on top of the Spino and you can see things a lot clearer. But anywho, what I need to do, there's rock drakes all over. It's really in my interest to attract those and clear them out, because they're gonna get pulled in this direction anyway. So that's the reason why I've got the actual rifle. So I'll pull some of these, we'll start clearing them, and then what I'll do is we'll have a look up there. Well, I haven't said that. Tell you what, let's go and have a look and see if there actually is an egg there. See if we can get up there. As I say, it's a lot easier if you've got a Spino, because you don't have so much to cover, much distance to cover. It's easy to get up there, because you can stand on top of your Spino and have a look. Aha! So there's a. Well, I can see one. Yeah, I can see one. So that's not bad, right. So whatever's in there, I'll probably end up taking that. But before I do that, I really want to clear this out. I want to try and get as many as I can. And I think, to be on the safe side, I'll start getting these other Megalosauruses out. They're not going to be able to do that much damage, because based on what I've seen so far, all they do is they just grab. And that's a bit of a pain. I mean, they could do so much more damage if they didn't have that crazy game mechanic. But anyway, it is what it is. So I've got to wait for the timer to go and then we'll get the other one out. But in the meantime, I can still attract one or two more of these rock drakes and then start to clear the place out. See you in a while. Well, I've cleared a few out. Nothing major, I must admit. But at least now I've got all of the actual Megalosauruses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit of a gamble that there's no more of these rock drakes heading in this direction. Actually, you don't need to follow me, mate. I think the plan was to actually get it to follow the other Megalosaurus, but never mind. Right, so I'm going to head up to this and we're going to see what kind of rock drake egg we've got in there. It's, knowing my luck, it's probably lousy, but... Oh! Actually, it's a level 100. Ooh, that's not bad. Right, I'm going to quickly jump on Melvin, because I'm expecting company, shall we say. Because I've been shooting rock drakes even as far away as those walls. Now sometimes they've turned up, sometimes they haven't. Now so far nobody's showing any interest. I mean, I can see one over there. Yeah, it's not too bad, level 100. Right, so we're going to start heading in this direction. I'm keeping both of them. I mean, I know they won't be able to do that much damage, but it's a case of anything's better than nothing at this stage. But I am expecting. I'm kind of like, oh, there we go. Is that a rock drake trying to get up here? I could just about see something. It looked like a rock drake was trying to climb up there. Because sometimes the pathing goes a bit weird. Sometimes I've shot one, for instance, it's like turned visible, and then it just starts going round and round and spinning in a circle, for instance. Let's head over here. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect these two to do that much damage, but they're getting slightly better, because I mean, this one, he's up to 534 melee damage so far. So, I mean, he can do quite a lot of damage on his own. But surprised, I thought I would have started pulling those ones up there, but anything I go past close by I'm going to aggro anyway. I'm surprised I'm not aggroing ones just because I've got the egg, but anyway, the plan now is to I'm just going to head back to right back up to base, to be honest. That's the plan. I mean, I could spend more time looking for more eggs further down, I suppose. Tell you what. No, I'm not going to bother. I mean, level 100 is okay to get me started. I think that's what I'll do, is I'll get this one hatched, and then I can use that, and then that'll make my life a lot easier. If it was going to be like a really, really low level one, then yeah, I mean, it would probably make more sense to try and find another one. The only trouble is I won't have any. Well, actually, I'm not really at a disadvantage because I've got extraordinary kibble anyway. Because you can get extraordinary kibble from the rock drake eggs. Now in my case, I've ported a lot of it over from the island anyway, so I'm not really bothered about kibble. I've got plenty of it already. So really, I'm just gonna, yeah, I think I'll just head back to the base, clear these beasties out on my way. Once we get back to base, unless anything, you know, nasty happens, I'll bring you back then. Well, we managed to make it back in one piece. Didn't have any hassles really. Basically just followed the road all the way up to where the zip wire was, used the Ravager to get up that zip wire, made a quick dash across to the next zip wire up to there, and then I popped out one of the Megalosauruses and just went back home. But it was actually while I was coming back with one of these Megalosauruses that it suddenly dawned on me I might actually need nameless venom, because I was getting hassled by them, and they dropped this nameless venom in the little bags, I noticed. And I thought, oh yeah, that's a thought. These rock drakes, they're kind of similar to wyverns, so when you raise them, they don't actually ask for anything other than nameless venom for food. It's like the rock drake asks for nameless venom, the wyvern asks for milk. Now, in my case, I mean, I do adjust the server settings to make my life easier. So in this case, I've actually reset the server so that it's going to take an hour for a rock drake to fully mature. That should give me enough time to get a full imprint. But then it sort of dawned on me, actually, this nameless venom is something these rock drakes might ask for the imprinting process. So I do need more of this nameless venom. So I'm out and about here with Scarlet, and one thing I noticed with the Megalosaurus is that it doesn't actually collect the nameless venom. It was leaving it on the ground all the time. Whereas Scarlet here, she's actually picking it up, which makes life a bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the light off. I'm going to get Bulbasaurus here to turn its light off, and we should start to attract nameless. Now, just a case of, oh, there you go. You just got to basically just stay where you are. Now, turn the light back on again once they appear, because they take a lot more damage. As soon as the light's there, they get a lot more damage, and they hand out less damage as well. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get any nameless venom from them straight away, so you've got to do it quite a few times, but I'm going to need to collect quite a bit of this. I mean, it's got a reasonably long spoil time of about 2 hours while it's on the Spino. you also needed to actually fight the boss, Rockwell in the final boss fight, and you can actually use that to heal your Rock Drake during that fight, so it comes in really handy. So it's just a case of hanging around basically and waiting for some of these to suddenly pop up, spawn, and then clear them out, get ourselves enough nameless venom, and then we can go back and actually breed our Rock Drake. I'll see you in a while. Right then, moment of truth. Let's drop this egg down here, and I've just realised I haven't actually put any... Yeah, it's too hot because I haven't turned the air conditioners on. Duh. Right, let's put some gasoline into there, turn them on, that turns the air conditioners on. Oh, it's still too hot, so that's with these are S plus conditioners, mine. Oh wow, so, right, we need more air conditioners. See you in a while. Right then, I wonder how many air conditioners we actually need. So, I'm going to try 3 first. Place that one on top of that one. I remember Aberration, you needed like an absolute ton of air conditioners to be able to do this. I funny found it with 4, but... Okay, still too hot. Right, 4 then. Good grief. No, 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 that wasn't the plan. Nope, and it wasn't the plan to turn it off either. Right, let's put the gasoline back in again. Right. Because that'll just keep it ticking over for a bit longer. Okay, so we've now got 4 air conditioners. These are expensive, these Rock Drakes. There. Woohoo! Right then. 5 minutes, right, so I'm just going to drag this little beastie out of here. Come on! Oh, the light withens. Let's put you on a very short follow distance. We want one on the lowest. Oh, I like the underbelly. Oh, now that's a cool colour. It's a pity the levels... I mean, it's only mid-level, but the colour's awesome. Let's bring you into the light. So, oh, it's a male, right. So we've got a little dude here. So, let's tell you what. Let's turn the display a bit off. So you've got a light. Oh wow, I like the colours on this one, mine. Oh wow, no matter what, this one's a keeper. Oh man, this one is cool. Right, we're gonna call you. I'm gonna call you Roger because you're Roger Rock Drake. There you go. I've got no sense of imagination, dude. There you go. So you're Roger Rock Drake. Man, that's brilliant. So. It's going to take me quite a while to actually like get this one matured and fully imprinted. So what I've got is I've got all the bits and bobs that I would normally need, but I'm keeping a load of nameless venom on. Oh, you're following me. That's all right. Yeah, I was wondering what that padding around was. I've got quite a bit of nameless venom on this dude here. Now this is going to spoil in. We've got about 1 hour and 3/4, so I should in theory be okay. At a push I can run back there because I've got quite a bit in a refrigerator. In hindsight, it would probably been better if I'd built a refrigerator here. Tell you what, dude. I'm going to put you on passive. I'm going to actually build another refrigerator and I'm going to leave that around here, and that'll make my life easier because all this stuff's going to spoil pretty quickly. Cooked meat it spoils really quickly, to be honest. So yeah, let's do that. And then we'll see how we do with your imprinting. See you in a while. Well, I've got to admit this has been extremely uneventful. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I was checking the forums now. I remember back when Aberration came out, it was a bit weird, and it seemed a bit too easy to get imprinting on this thing, these Rock Drakes. But this one, so far, it's asked for 3 cuddles. So let's see what it asks for now. Yeah. Right, so I still don't know what's going on, even now. I mean, it's a long time since Aberration came out. Now, all it's asked for are cuddles. That's it, nothing else, just cuddles. It is really, really weird. Even more strange is, this thing is now fully imprinted. Each imprint is given a 25% imprinting, So it's fully imprinted, yet, you know, we haven't even reached 40% maturation. Now my server settings are set so that this thing will mature in 1 hour. The cuddle imprint timer is set. It's like the inverse of what the maturation rate is, so it keeps everything in step and in sync. So at 1 hour, these settings, I would have had a wyvern that would have like imprinted to 100%, not too far off when it was going to reach full maturation, whereas this thing, it's just gone completely haywire. It's imprinting much better for some strange reason. It's only taken 4 imprints. Now I've checked the forums, and I think even back then this sort of like problem was around then. Well, whether you want to call it a problem or not, actually it's extremely convenient actually if all you're interested in is the imprinting. But even back then people were saying, oh yeah, all it asks for is cuddles, and it's only asked for like 4 or something, and it's like, this is just bizarre. So no, I don't know what's going on. But hey, I'm not going to complain. So I'm now going to just basically twiddle my thumbs for quite a while, basically, because this is going to take, like as I say, an hour to mature, and we're only about a third of the way through. So once this beast is now fully matured, I'll actually have to get him a saddle. But once he's fully matured, I'll bring you back. Well, Roger the Rock Drake is now ready, and now he was a level 100 egg when we got him, so that basically when he matured, he was level 100. That is the drawback, I must admit. Similar to wyverns, you go and steal the egg, and what you see is what you get. It's not like going out and taming any other dino where you get a lot of levels afterwards. And no, that is it, you know. So in my case, it was a 100 egg, so I ended up with a 100 rock drake, which is good enough to get started. So he did actually get two levels, and I put that all into health. The trouble is, to make his saddle, I needed 85 red gems. Just double check that. Yeah, you need 85 red gems. So I actually had to go out while he was maturing. I went out to get some red gems. So I'm actually going to show you where we got that from, because there's also some element ore, and as it turns out, it's actually on the way I was going to go anyway. So I'll see you shortly. Well, I said it was on the way, and on the way it surely is, because there's our first zip wire. So that's the zip wire that leads up to the first cliff that we would jump off from. Comes all the way down to here, and you can see there's the said species plant there. Now we've got a lot of these little purple crystals dotted around, but they actually give you red gems. So you'll get stone, you'll get crystal, and you get red gems from them as well. Now, probably better off using something like an ankle to mine those, because you get a lot more out of them than you would out of a pick. The only trouble is, just bear in mind, your ankle will be susceptible to the radiation, so you might want to just like bring one of those in here, mine all that stuff, put them on some Ravagers probably, because I mean this rock drake doesn't have much carrying weight, for instance. But again, you'll have to be careful. I mean, once you get up past that cliff, you're fine. Just got to watch out for things like the carcanos and what have you. As long as you can dash past those, you're normally fine to be able to do that. But it's okay to get started. Now, there is actually element ore. You can just about see like there's a little purple stone down here. So that's an element ore node. So if you mine that, you'll be able to get element ore. Saw another one around here as well. Yeah, there's one down there. So you can get element ore out of that as well. So those are used to actually get your element. It takes 20 element ore when you put that into the charging node to be able to get 3 element back. I mean, you do need other ingredients, but it's that's basically how you get element on this map. I mean, there's a charging node over there, actually. That's quite handy. Let's just see, how are you doing for health? Right, you're okay. I mean, Roger here is up to level 112, so we've added an extra 10 levels since we've been down here just looking around for things. But the goal now is to head towards the actual rock drake trench. See if I can just target that. Like, I love that. That's just brilliant. See, get around. That's the one thing I like about these rock drakes. They're so good to get around on. You just got to be careful of the stamina, that's all. But then that's the next point that we come down on. So in my case, I've already got a pillar there. And then from there, we would just basically head down this road here. So, I mean, what I would suggest is when you're just getting started, you know, bring probably about 2 of those Megalosauruses, because if you've got at least one of them in tow that's the opposite gender, you'll get a big boost from the, you know, the mate boost buff that you get. Because I had one of those wandering around. I was riding, you know, one, and I had 2 behind me, but my Megalosaurus, when I was hitting for something like 480 something when it was on its own, and it was well over 700 when, you know, the other 2 were behind me, and that was because it was getting a mate boost. So that was definitely beneficial. Now, we could follow the road normally, or what we could do is actually just jump off the edge down there. But then the trouble is I'd have to find out, and I'd then have to find out how to go where I need to get to. So I'm just going to basically just head down the road, because at least I know where it leads to. There's a certain area that you need to aim for where there's a big skeleton usually at the bottom of here somewhere, and you can usually, that gives you a good bearing of as to where to go. But this is by far the easiest way down for me anyway. So I'm just going to keep heading in that direction, because I've got all of the actual Megalosauruses with me. I've also got one of the Ravagers to get back up to those if I needed it, but I'm going to use the Rock Drake. To be honest, it's a lot easier. But when I get to the bottom, I'll be using the Megalosauruses really, because this one really struggled against even like a 145 Rock Drake. And if I end up with like a lot of Rock Drakes coming after me, if I find a decent egg that I pick up, yeah, I don't think Roger here is going to cope. So I still need the Megalosauruses until I get a really high level. Yeah, I'm going to have to be very careful. I mean, to be honest, you can use it for like just a hit and run job where you can just go and steal the egg and then just dash out as quickly as you can. That's usually the better strategy, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. See you shortly. Well, I've put Roger the Rock Drake away because he was really struggling against even just the first Rock Drake we ran into. But if you look over there where we're pointing to, that's where the actual big skeleton is basically. You can see there's this big structure comes all the way down to the ground there. But there's this big skeleton there. I can just show you it a bit easier. Yeah, it's that over there. Try and get a bit closer, then it might make. As you can just see it just over to the right there on it's a big rock over there, and as you can just about see its head over there. Let's clear this thing out. I mean, I've got to wait for the timer to end before I can get the other 2 out. But if we head over to there, you can see right over there's that big rock in the middle of the pool, if you will. There's a big skeleton stuck on top of it, but it's right at the bottom of the big structure. So that's one option. You could basically head down there, and then you come to this point here. Now, I think early on I was showing you how to come down the actual pathway. That's the pathway up there. Now, we didn't want to take a right here. We wanted to take a left, because this is where the actual Rock Drake trench is. So normally we would be coming down this path, and then we'd head down to there. Whereas if you want to follow that skeleton, you'd look for the skeleton, then you'll see these, it's like yellow lights, and that's where you'd head to get to the Rock Drake trench. So I've got to wait for all these timers. Well, yeah, I need to get the other 2 out. It's going to take a while with these timers to end. But once I've got that, I mean, life will become a lot easier, because we'll be able to get up and down. Head over to here. I mean, I've actually got these climbing picks, but it's a lot easier being able to jump around using your Rock Drake and just jump from nest to nest, basically. Normally, whenever I've come along here, there's usually been a nest down there somewhere. One down there. I'm not seeing any at the moment, but at least what I can do is I can get the Rock Drake back out again, and we can have a bit of a wander around and have a look. Surprised, because usually there's, as I say, there's some over there. But anyway, I need to wait for these timers to sort themselves out, and I need to get the other Megalosauruses out. See you in a while. Right, this timer's just about to end, so we're going to pop our other Megalosaurus out. So this one's Morris. I mean, like I was saying before, it makes a massive difference having the mate boost. As soon as I got Melvin here out, he was hitting much better. But we're actually back where I was originally, where we actually got Roger from, because we got him from that nest up there. Now, I've come up here, and sure enough, there are actually two nests up here. Get up to here if I can find them, because I went up to that nest and I could see that egg up there. And then there's a one right above it. Now, this one here is a 160 egg. The maximum you can get is a 190, so it's kind of like similar to wyverns. The maximum level for a wyvern is much higher. So what the plan is, I mean, I can see some rock drakes over there, but I don't basically want to be using Roger here to do the fighting. I'm much better off if I can get onto to Melvin down there. He'll be able to hit a lot better. So my plan actually is, I'm going to put Roger back into a cryopod. I mean, once I've got a really high level wyvern, a rock drake, it'll be a lot easier. I'll be a lot more comfortable doing it that way. But the strategy is really grab that egg and we'll jump over the edge there. Now I've just noticed my gear's wearing out already, so I'm just going to swap that out. I don't want that breaking halfway through. Right, so this is a 160, so it's still higher than a 150, which is good, but it's not up to 190. So grab that. Just drop. Oh, a bit of damage. Right, so if any of these show up, and it looks like they are already, we'll deal with them with these beasties here, as opposed to Roger. Looks like that one's stuck. Something's coming. You can hear them and you can just about see them. Right, well, I think we're just going to keep moving, because the other egg that was up there was a 100 egg. Now, I'm not hitting as much as I could. That means, oh, there you go, it looks like that. I'm only hitting for 477, because there must be a mate boosted one there. So now I'm hitting for 700, and that's just because we've got Maisie here. So we're doing a lot more damage because we've got Maisie. Now it's in my interests to steal that other egg, simply because, well, yeah, we want higher level eggs, and we need to steal as many of the eggs as possible, so that, you know, more eggs will respawn. Eventually we'll get a decent high level one. So I need to wait for the timer to cool down, then we'll pop Roger out, because it's a lot easier getting up and down there with Roger. Out there somewhere there'll be more nests, but the strategy is just going to be pretty much the same. I mean, I could use these climbing picks that you've got. You could use those, but the trouble is they wear out pretty quickly. They don't last very long. I mean, once we get up to the surface, we'll be able to do a lot better. We should be able to get pretty good loot from the surface. Hopefully we'll then get some decent high quality picks, and then we'll be able to do things like this on our own. But to be honest, once you got a rock drake, it's like, well, don't really need them anyway, to be fair. So yeah, we're gonna have to start doing a lot more stealing. But this way is now, this has just suddenly become a lot easier to me anyway. Doing well. Yeah, I've come over to here, which is just literally below the ledge. As you're coming into the rock drake trench, you've got this ledge here, just above us. And there's two nests down here. I couldn't see them from up there for some reason. Once you come down here, you can see the eggs, and they stand out a lot easier. So now up there we've got a level 90 egg, and here we've got a 165. So the Megalosauruses are up there. So I'm going to basically have to steal this egg, and then get back to those three on Roger as quickly as I can. Right, come on, dude. So if I leg it over to here quickly, to take you off your grab, let's see if we can climb up here quickly. Right, I'm gonna dodge behind these lot, and then we can jump onto Melvin here. Because he should get he'll be getting his mate boost off Macy there. Just a case of seeing if anybody shows up. I mean, I'm not keeping a hold of any of the lower level eggs, so I've already, well, I was getting a bit hungry, so I'm hungry now. Any low level eggs I'm just getting rid of because there's I've got plenty of sort of like extraordinary kibble from the island anyway. But if you were just playing this without transferring things over between maps, then yeah, you would definitely want to keep these eggs. It's just the trouble is they weigh so much. Roger incidentally is on passive. I don't want him getting involved in anything. There's no point. But Melvin here, he hits like a truck. I mean, these are just normal megalosauruses. Oh, it's just you two. Oh, there's another one. Leave Roger alone. Come here, you. Nice colours, I must have. That's one of the things I really like about rock drakes, is they're really nice colours. Oh, just trying to get past it. They're still coming for us. It takes a while, but I mean, the goal would be to literally go through that trench, find as many eggs as you can, clear them out. Oh, there's a 185 there. Interesting. But I mean, there's nothing particularly wonderful about these because you see these the original ones were like level 229s, so going all the way back to a maximum 217, 224. These were all the actual megalosauruses that I just went out and tamed, and then all I did is I've just blended the best of the health, the best stamina, the best weight, the best melee out of those dinos to end up with these, so that they weren't particularly wonderful. I know somewhere there was one mutation crept into the actual pool, but it was definitely not on any of the interesting stats. So yeah, there's nothing particularly fantastic about these, except that they are great for going out and getting things. They make my life a lot easier on Aberration, I must admit, but you know, a high level rock drake will be even easier still, especially for getting around. But yeah, it's not actually that difficult, because if you head up to there, yeah, there's in this particular case there was 3 nests that I could go and venture into, and it was a lot easier once we got the rock drake to then go back up there and get up to easier levels. I mean, by all means, bring a load of actual picks down with you for climbing around, and you can do it that way. But as soon as I get a rock drake, I mean, it just makes life easier. So the plan really is to just keep looking until I find a really, really high level rock drake if I can, because the max on this map is 190. No guarantees about the stats, to be honest, but I may as well aim for the best I can. I mean, I'll need one that's got some seriously good stamina at the end for the boss fight. Then I need another one for going about my daily travels throughout Aberration. Then I need another one in spare, so it's... well, yeah, you can't breed them, so I've just got to grab as many high-level eggs as I can find over the course of my time on Aberration. Breed those and level them up. Well, thanks for making it to the end of this episode. I really do hope you enjoy it. If so, then please leave a like, as it'll encourage YouTube's algorithms to suggest the video to others who might like it as well. If you have any tips or tricks for ARK, then please leave them in a comment below, as it would benefit anyone watching this. So, I appreciate any feedback at all, even if it's just to say hello. If you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing. It's free. Just remember to click the little bell icon though, as you should get reminders then when new content goes out. And if you'd like to support the channel, then consider becoming a Patreon. Alternatively, there's the option to make a one-off contribution through PayPal. I've left links for both options in the description below. But above all, I hope you like watching these videos as much as I enjoy playing ARK. Bye!